So, after about 2 years of being pretty quiet about the real behind the scenes of his business life, Iman Gadzhi is finally pulling back the curtain again. He's showing us what it actually takes to run his massive multi-8-figure empire. And today, we're going to break down his playbook. Okay, so let's get right into it. The whole reason he's doing this big reveal, comes down to one thing. He realized himself. He looked at his life, these huge deals, the crazy wealth, and basically said, you know what? The stuff I'm talking about, it just doesn't feel relatable anymore. He felt like he was losing that connection with his audience. So he decided to kind of run this big experiment. What if he just showed everything again? Not just the flashy vlogs and the lifestyle stuff, but the late night strategy calls, the tough decisions, and the real grind. That's what this is all about, what his reality actually looks like. So where does a week in his life even begin? Well, it's a wild study in contrasts. It starts not in some fancy boardroom, but with this super intense ancient wellness ritual. It's all designed to get him mentally and physically ready for the insane pressure of his business life. Before he even thinks about making these huge multi-million-dollar decisions, he starts his week here with a Russian banya. This is a total body reset, a way to sweat everything out and just get his head clear. And let me tell you, this is no casual spa day. It's a disciplined, almost brutal practice. The structure of this is just nuts. It's not just relaxing in the heat, it's a very specific cycle. You warm up at a sauna that's nearly boiling 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Then you get into this intense session with pine leaves and steam. And then, boom, you plunge into 6-degree water for 3 whole minutes. He repeats this cycle to push his body and mind to the limit, getting him primed for the week. And this right here, this is the perfect snapshot of his life. It's this insane pivot. 1 minute, he's in the middle of this ancient, intense detox ritual. Literally the next, he's jumping on a late-night call to put together a massive business deal. The switch is just immediate. And this is exactly what he was talking about with that whole not relatable thing. He gets off this banya session, and he's on a call to invest in a company that's already worth hundreds of millions with a clear path to being worth a couple of billion. I mean, those are just mind-boggling numbers. That's the level he's playing at. And here's the number that really tells this story, 80%. He says that's how much of his time is actually spent on the grind. The late-night calls from Dubai, the strategy meetings, actually running his companies. The vlogs are cool, but this is the real engine room. This is the work behind the lifestyle. Okay, so we know he's working like crazy, but what is he actually building with all that time? Well, it's not just one company, it's a whole connected ecosystem. And the heart of it all is his software company, Flozy. Now, this timeline is fascinating because it shows some serious guts. The company launches, explodes to an 8-figure valuation in just 9 months, and then what do? They hit the brakes. For 18 months, they stopped promoting it to rebuild it from scratch, turning it into this super app for entrepreneurs. And now, that patience is paying off big time, with 30 to 50% growth every single month. All right, so he's not just juggling a bunch of different companies. He's playing 3D chess, weaving them all together. It's what we're calling the Gadzhi method. He's creating this incredible synergy where his education company, his software, and a new AI tool he's building all support and boost each other. And this table lays it all out perfectly. It's a pipeline. The education part teaches you how to do it. The Flozy software gives you the tools to actually get it done. And this new AI tool will make it even easier. But here's the end game, his big vision. Eventually, make the education totally free and just monetize the software that everyone needs to succeed. All right, so we've seen the intense work rituals and the genius business strategy. Now let's get to the part everyone sees, the lifestyle. But what's really interesting is that there's a deep philosophy of efficiency and experience behind even his most luxurious choices. When you think of high-end travel, you probably think private jets 24/7, right? Well, not exactly. Gadzhi has a totally different take. He argues that for those long 10-hour flights, the first-class cabin on a top airline is actually way more comfortable. For him, the real magic of flying private isn't the plane itself, it's the experience on the ground. So, he hacked the system. He's created this perfect hybrid travel method. He uses private airport terminals, but for commercial flights. So you get all the perks, no crowds, a private lounge, they handle all your stuff, and they drive you right to the plane when it's time to go. You're the last one to board. It's genius. And this quote really says it all, doesn't it? It's exactly like flying private. For him, it's not about the status of owning a jet. It's about engineering the best possible experience. He's reverse-engineered luxury to get maximum comfort and efficiency, which is exactly how he runs his businesses. And that brings us full circle, right back to the big question Gadzhi himself is asking. By showing us all of this, the banyas, the billion-dollar ambitions, the engineered travel, is he actually creating a new connection? Is this truly inspiring? Or does a peek behind this curtain just make his world seem even more unrelatable than before? That's the question we're left with.